Well, it's August of 2025, and I'm here at Walmart this morning to do my shopping and also to make a video to share with you. I was here in 2024, just about a year ago, and shared a video with you showing all the items in the grocery department, the food items, that were still around $1. Some were a little under $1, some were $1, and some were just a little over $1. Well, it's a year later, and I'm just curious how many I can find this year, if there are still any at around $1. So let's go in and see how many we can find today. The sun is just now coming up, getting an early start here, as I usually do. Figuring I can also get my steps in this morning here. It's supposed to be about 110 degrees today, so it'll be much nicer walking here instead of out in the 120 degree. It's already 90 out. So corn is now, corn on the cob, fresh corn on the cob is 50 cents. Is that each? Whoa, weren't they just like 33 cents a pound? Or was it? No, I guess it was 33 cents each. So those have gone up. Let's see. Avocados. Okay, they're 70 cents each again. That's good. These were up to, I think, 90 cents last time I was here, about a week ago. Okay, 70 cents is still good. That's a good price. 80 cents a pound. But I do need to get a couple of avocados. 68 cents for lemons, 97 each for oranges. That is so expensive for oranges, especially since they're grown right here in California and right here in the Coachella Valley. Onions, 94 cents a pound. Okay, 65 cents each for these. Expensive, but actually not that bad, I guess. Let's see, what do we have? Anything here for $1? Not likely. Well, I guess it depends on how much you buy. No. 83 cents for cilantro. Is that a pound, or can't really tell if that's a pound or a little bushel here. No, it's probably a pound. So 67 cents each for these very large cucumbers. That's a good price. They have been up to like 75, 76 cents, I think. Bananas are still a good price at 54 cents a pound. You can still get, you know, this is probably under $1 here. You can get 3-4 bananas, depending on the size, for under $1. This is very tiny, but $1.47 for a couple of apples, 4 grapes, and gosh, that is tiny. Look at the cheese there, 4 tiny little bites of cheese. Yeah, so those are all $1.47 for a few bites. Fruit and cheese. Here in the bakery department, you can still buy a little apple pie or cherry pie for 84 cents. Pecan pie. I don't know, that's not too bad of a deal. I mean, it's very tiny. Blueberry pie. I wonder if they've gotten smaller over the years. I mean, they were already very tiny to begin with. Look how tiny that is. A little tiny pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie. All right, 98 cents for some rolls to make a Subway sandwich. 2-count wheat sub rolls. These are like 6-inch rolls, right? $1 for these. Oh, is this one 74 cents? I guess these are a little bit older, maybe close to the expiration date. $1.48 for, what is that, a croissant? A very small croissant for $1.48, wow. Still here in the bread section, the fresh and bakery area. So $1.47, well, let's see, like $1 or $1.09. I guess it depends on the expiration date. So some of these for around $1. I mean, what is this, a baguette? What do they call it? Just French bread. So there are a couple here for around $1. I think last year or the year before these were $1. They've gone up to $1.28. Most everything's gone up. It seems 10, 15, 25 cents. Got some Pringles here for $1. Very tiny can. So anything for $1, gosh. I wonder how many are actually in here. How many potato chips? Maybe 10? I don't know. Does it say even? What are these here? Cheez-Its. Okay, so was $1.08, so it's gone down to $1. That's a bargain. All right, and what about these here? These Rice Krispie treats. Wow, one of these is $1. That is insane. So, yeah, crazy how there are some things still for $1, but they're really, really tiny. So it's not like the regular products that we used to have, and they just, the prices are still low. They just keep making the packages smaller and smaller and smaller. I'm here in the frozen food aisle, and they do still have this here for $1. What is that, $1.18? I don't have my glasses on. $1 something. It's the only thing I've seen so far in the frozen aisle. The frozen food section here, even close to $1. $1 snack up and go. Okay, so there's some candies here, but again, look how tiny. All right, so these are all $1. These are tiny, tiny, tiny. A fig bar for $1. Gosh, this is sad. Sad, sad, sad. Okay, well here's at least you get a few snickerdoodles. What's a snickerdoodle? I don't know. You get 6 of them. Or a lemon cookie. Okay, so this is maybe, $1 for 6 cookies. Especially raisin. All right, maybe not too bad. I think you used to be able to get the entire package before. Oh, even chocolate chip. All right, 6 chocolate chip cookies for $1. Still very expensive, but at least much bigger than, like, look at this teeny little brownie for $1. I'm just shocked. I mean, I don't know why I shouldn't be, but I guess I'm just shocked at how tiny everything is now. So rolled back from $2 something to $1.50, these powdered donuts. I mean, this is not a bad package. I mean, this is fairly large. Oh, this is interesting. So from, what is it, $2.28 to $1.50? Okay, I guess it's not these. These are $2.48. Must be these frosted, this is frosted mini donuts, but these are chocolate donuts, so I don't know which one this is. The Great Value broccoli florets, $1.16. That's not too bad. The package is probably a little smaller than last year, but $1.28 for cauliflower. All right, so a few vegetables still for $1 something. Looks like the peas. It's hard to tell which price is which. $1.12 for the peas. Brussels sprouts, $1.67. Green beans, $1.18. So there are a few veggies here still in the $1 range. Mixed veggies here for $1.38. Spinach is $1.26. Looks like you can still get some white bread. Well, $1.48. I think last year this was probably around $1. It's a fairly large loaf, though. The wheat is $2.17. Wow. Okay, so $1.53 for hamburger buns. Hot dog buns, $1.53. also $1.53. Just realized that I missed another aisle in the frozen foods. These are the burritos I talked about in my video last week. 62 cents. These are actually very good. The beef and bean green chili was excellent. If you can eat all that sodium. $1.38 for chimichanga. That seems even larger, or maybe it's not. Maybe it's the same. $1.38. Everything else is much higher. So what is Snapper's appetizers, cream cheese pepper bites, $1.24. Loaded potato sticks. Okay, that looks interesting. So $1.24. Not many in here. Feels very light. 5 ounces. Mozzarella sticks. Looks like they've got individual pizzas here. Great value for $1.23. Maybe not a bad deal. It's on the small side. A couple different flavors, pepperoni, combination. At Costco, I paid $2 for a huge, almost a quarter of the pizza, just loaded with cheese. So that to me was a much better deal than this, but not bad. I mean, maybe I'll try one of those individual pizzas next time. Quite a few of you mentioned that you like the pot pies. These are $1.06. That's not bad for banquet. I haven't had one of these since I was a kid. They're tiny. Sausage and gravy deep dish. Beef pot pie. I think I did have one of these a few years ago, and it was mostly just crust, which I'm not big on. Chicken pot pie. There was hardly anything inside, and so I never had one, because I did remember them from being a kid, and they were actually very good. I liked them, but yeah, so $1.06, that's not bad, really, for a pot pie. All right, another one I'll have to try for you guys and see what they taste like in 2025. Looks like the croutons are $1.50. I guess that's not too bad. They still have mustard for around $1. So this is a pretty large container, actually very large. What is this, 20 ounce? And the small one for 74 cents. Yeah, not bad. Sometimes you don't really need that much mustard, and this can last quite a long time, 8 ounces. They've got wonton strips for $1.54 and crispy onions. These are smaller, I think, than, yeah, it's a little bit larger package. I wouldn't think that pickles would be that expensive, but $1.88 for this tiny little pickle relish, dill pickle relish. I thought pickles were very inexpensive. Apparently not anymore. Vienna sausages were under $1 last year, and they still are, 92 cents. 78 for the great value Vienna sausages. Manwich, 123. Well, that seems like a pretty good deal, actually. Was 143. They've rolled the price back. Sloppy Joe sauce for $1.06. That's still a pretty good price. What is this? Starkist Premium White Chicken. Boy, there's like almost nothing in this. $1.24. I've never eaten a sardine, and I plan to keep it that way, but $1.18, you know, for those of you who like sardines, and $1.24, that's a pretty good price. Well, look at this, 92 cents for sardines. Very tiny little package here, but I would say the fewer sardines, the better. So, okay, yeah, $1.24. All right, so sardines apparently are a good deal. You know, these little packages of tuna are very tiny. I mean, almost like there's nothing there. $1.08. A lot of these, a lot of different flavors, Thai, sweet and spicy, $1.08. $1.18, is that this here? Or is it two? Yeah, this seems to be chunk light, $1.18. And these smaller packages of chunk like tuna are 97 cents. Again, there's not much in there, but I guess for one serving, if you like tuna, The soup is very expensive, but they do have a few here that are well priced. The cream of mushroom is 77 cents. And even the Campbell's chicken noodle, 126. Yeah, quite a few soups here for under $1. Tomato soup, 77. The Great Value chicken noodle is 77 cents. To me, they taste the same as Campbell's. So I would go with the 77-cent over the Campbell's, but that's just me. Now this is pretty large here for $1.58. Chicken and dumpling soup. Yeah, this is a very large can of soup, where these are just the regular small size, $1.06. Still, those are pretty good price. Ramen is always a good price, but they've gone up too. This is $1 for one of these. I guess that seems like a larger size, but I don't know, that still seems $1.50 for the hot and spicy. $1.52. All right, 66 cents. What is this? Yeah, so these are still cheap, but they've gone up in price. All right, 38 cents. That's still a good deal. Is that just for one of these? 38 cents, so that's not bad. Now it's funny, these seem like 62 cents. That seems like it's gone up in price quite a bit. Still under $1, but I think these used to be about half the price or a quarter of the price that they are now. I think these used to be like 30 cents, didn't they? So these have probably doubled in price in the last couple of years, but they're still under $1. Still quite a few different macaroni and cheese items for under $1 or around $1. $1.08. Well, that's $1.08 or $1.36. These are rolled back to $1. Yeah, mac and cheese for $1. But if you want the Great Value, which to me tastes exactly the same, it's 64 cents. Quite a few there to choose from. And even the name brand is $1.36. I still like the Chef Boyardee, cans of Chef Boyardee, like ravioli. These are rolled back to $1. Got the lasagna, mini raviolis, mac and cheese. So these are always a good deal, and these have stayed about the same price, I think, since last year. Now this is weird. Now this feels very heavy. I don't know what this is, but this is $1 for the mini. But yeah, spaghetti and meatballs for $1. Beefaroni, teriyaki noodles for $1.28. That's interesting. I haven't seen those before. Cheddar broccoli, Alfredo. Huh. Okay, I've never looked at this section before. I'm guessing you just add water to these. Pastaroni. Yeah, pasta is still relatively cheap. I mean, these have gone up. Hamburger Helper, remember that used to be so cheap back in the day. These are almost $2 now. I've never tried any of these either. These are $1.52 for the name brand. I guess it's just for mashed potatoes. Seems like a box of mashed potatoes is not very expensive. I wonder why you'd want just a single portion. These are $1. I didn't think the boxes were that much more. Let's see, well, maybe they've gone up. Scalloped potatoes, $1.34. That seems like a pretty good deal. Stuffing for $1. Okay, so yeah, maybe these big boxes have gone up now. They're like, well, let's see, mashed potatoes. Yeah, so this size box, $1.32. That's still quite a lot of potatoes. I think I would rather go with one of these than the smaller package, but I don't know, some people like the convenient smaller packages. I guess they're just already set up just to be a single serving. Let's see, how much are taco seasonings? 57. They've gone up, but still, under $1. Even McCormick's is 97 cents. 57. Okay, gravy, $1.28. 75 cents. Well, those are gone already, so somebody like that. 75 cents for a package of gravy. $1.74. I mean, obviously these have gone up a lot. Wow, $1.42. Seems like these were like 99 cents last year. I could be wrong, but quite a few for around $1. These are just seasonings though, so I mean, this is expensive when you think about what you're actually getting. 50 cents for fajita mix. Not too many things for 50 cents anymore. Traditionally, beans have always been very, very cheap, but they've definitely gone up in price a lot. $1.42. I guess this tiny little can of pork and beans for 93 cents. Wow, this should be like 25 cents in my opinion. Okay, $1.08. All right, for a much larger container. Yeah, so why would someone buy $1.08 or 93 cents for this tiny little can? I don't know. I guess people don't mind paying a lot more for convenience. That never made sense to me. You get much smaller package for much higher price. Look at these. These are all over $1. All right, you can still get all of these beans are 92 cents. They're just barely under $1. And the organic is above $1. So there's still lots of different beans that you can still get for 92 cents. I think these were maybe 80 something cents last year, if I remember correctly. I don't think these have gone up too much since last year. 84 cents. These were, I think, all around 63 just a year or two ago for the corn and green beans and everything. Now they're all 84 cents. 78 for the peas, so the peas are cheaper. Oh, I've never seen these little teeny cans before. Look at this. This is very tiny for 64 cents. Makes you wonder how much smaller can they possibly go. Rollback? Wow. Well, I guess it's the name brand. 166. Because pasta is usually very affordable, very cheap. I've never heard of half-length pasta, have you? Is this something new, or I've just never seen it before? So they're even making pasta in smaller packages. 118. Okay, that's the regular size, but no price there unless that's the 118. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I've never seen these smaller packages of pasta. $1.08 though. $1.18. These little baby-sized tomatoes. 53 cents. Those are dinky. But the regular size is $1. All right, so even on tomato sauce, look how dinky this is. 74 cents. I mean, what would you use that for? I mean, that's like a few tablespoons of tomato sauce. All right, so most of the tomato sauce is around $1 or so. This is the more international aisle. Manager special, 50 cents. What is this, like? I don't know what this is. Some kind of pasta. Does it even say what this is? Manager special. Elbow macaroni, 52 cents. All right, quite a few. Oh, vermicelli. Okay, vermicelli. Isn't that like rice-a-roni? They use this in rice-a-roni. I've never made it other than in rice-a-roni. Hot tomato sauce for 98. Tiny little package of tomato sauce. Not sure what that is. 73 cents. It's empty, so whatever that was popular. Chipotle peppers, 98 cents. Sliced jalapenos, $1.13. Okay, I guess you could still get for $1.56. You can get, it's quite a few in here. 20 ounces. So corn tortillas. Yeah, all of these. I would have thought tortillas would be very inexpensive, but I would have been very wrong. Okay, refried beans, fat-free, for $1. These are regular with all the fat for $1. Green chilies, 97 cents. One of the smallest cans yet. These are just so tiny. But under $1. More taco seasonings. I don't know if these are different or they're just in both sections. Taco Bell original fajita, 88 cents. Yeah, so a lot of these for around $1. Rice is usually pretty cheap, so it's 92 cents for this really large bag of brown rice, 1 pound. Yeah, so that's good. That's still well priced. And let's see, why is the white rice more expensive? No, I guess not. I guess you can still, for the same, is this also a pound? Yeah, 1 pound for 97 cents. So that's a good deal still. And when did beans become so expensive? I mean, these used to be so cheap. $1.50, you know, to make it yourself. Now, this is still a lot cheaper than the can. You could probably get quite a few cans out of this. What were the beans over there? About 98 cents. So this is a better deal, but not that much better. They used to be much, much better. Yeah, this is surprising. $1.34 for navy beans. And lentils now, almost $2. Wow. I love lentils. That's expensive though. This is one of those things where it's only $1, but that seems way overpriced. For Fruit Loops, a little tiny container of Fruit Loops. Wow, this should be about 15 cents, maybe 25 cents. But I guess people pay for the convenience, or $1 seems cheap, but to me this seems way, way overpriced. These should be 25 cents in my opinion. I forget what these went up to last year. 162 this year. Oh, and this package seems smaller too. I don't know, it could be my imagination. Everything just seems like it's shrinking, but I'm pretty sure this is a smaller package and the price has gone up a lot. These used to be 98 cents just like a couple years ago, and I think for a larger package. Yeah, it's very sad to see everything going up quite a bit in price and shrinking down quite a bit in size. Looks like for $1.08 you can still get some candles, a couple of candles. You can get one number for $1.08. Wow. I can't read the price from here, but those look like they're closer to $2. Marshmallows have gone up a lot in price. These are $1.17 for a small package. This is about half the size that they used to be, so that would make them over $2, which is kind of what these are. $2.50 for these, and it's $1.17 for Great Value marshmallows, sort of a half package. Now, most of the Jell-O is still around $1, or some of the Jell-O, and I think these are very good, good values here. Yeah, so it's nice to see these are still under $1. 98 cents, just barely. The name brands are over $1, about $1.50. Baking soda, just one container of baking soda for 97 cents. All-purpose flour used to be pretty affordable, $1.44 for 32 ounces. Breadcrumbs, $1.34. I think this Jiffy Corn Mix is about the same price as last year, but you know, this package seems a lot smaller. I could be wrong, but I'm not sure what the difference is, 74 or 98, which one is which. I don't remember the exact price last year, but I think I bought one of these. In fact, I need another one. I bought this for, was it $1.18 or was it under $1? I just remember last year thinking, wow, this is a pretty good price. But I wouldn't say, well, I guess $1.52 is still a pretty good price. But see, the Sweet and Low is $2.60 something, $1.64 for, but look how much smaller that is. 50 packets or 100 packets. In the cereal aisle, there's more of these tiny little packages of cereal for 92, which seems cheap until you realize what you're really getting. This is just a little thing of oatmeal. $1.08. Yeah, so they're still under $1, but these, again, in my opinion, should be about 25 cents. How much are Pop-Tarts? Any Pop-Tarts for $1? Nope, they're all $2. Even the store brand, the Great Value. Oh wait, I spoke too soon, $1.12. So you can get frosted brown sugar cinnamon for $1.12 actually, and there's 6. That seems like a pretty good deal if you like Pop-Tarts or Pop-Tart knockoffs. All right, so that seems like a good deal to me, especially when you consider Pop-Tarts are like almost $5. These are for 16. The Great Value is just for 6, but still, that's still a much lower price overall. So what is this? Cocoa. So one little package is like for 1 cup is 78 cents. Now this is what I buy. Is it, let's see, the 88 cents or the 146, 127? I think this is the one I get, the Folgers decaf, and there's 6 cups in here, and that's a pretty good price. And it tastes fantastic, I think. I think it tastes as good as any other coffee I've ever had. I can't drink coffee now because of my kidney stones, but you know, I'll have maybe 6 cups a year. So if you saw my video recently from the Dollar Tree, I found this, something similar to this, their brand, for I think it was $125. Might have been $150, but I think it was $125. And then I came to Walmart a couple days later, and I discovered these for $174. I wonder, and I think this maybe is a larger package too. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to try these just out of curiosity. I always like to try new things at least once. So these are sort of the Cheerio knockoff at kind of half the price. And probably the only box of cereal here in the cereal aisle that still has a 1 in front of it. Now look at these. Most of these are around $3 to $5, which is still better than most stores, but it's still way too expensive, I think. I think last year these might have still been $1 or something. I could be wrong, but now they're almost $3. Potato chips are also really, really expensive. These were $2 something, and now this is a pretty small package here. I don't eat potato chips. Sometimes I'll have the tortilla chips, but yeah, this is fairly good price for $1.50, I guess, although it's really small. I happened to be at Walgreens yesterday picking up my prescriptions, and I was really surprised. These were $1.50 for Pringles. Was it Pringles? Yeah. And they're $2 here at Walmart. 5.5 ounces. I didn't look to see how many ounces they were. They seemed like they were this regular size. Okay, so I guess you can get the Great Value for $1.50. Potato chip Pringles. I don't think I've had Pringles since I was a kid. Crunch and Munch has gone up. It's $1.47. I think they still have this at the Dollar Tree for $1.25, unless it's gone up to $1.50. But these have gone up. These used to be around $1, so they've gone up quite a bit in the last year or two. We got a display here for, I guess, Lunchables, $1.76, and they've got, what brand is this? Armour for, wow. This is like, weighs almost nothing. There's a little teeny bit of cheese, a couple of crackers, a little meat, a little teeny bite of candy bar for $1. Gosh, that's not much there. $1.44 for, what is this, Jell-O? Or pudding? Yeah, vanilla pudding. Of course, if you made it yourself, it would be a lot cheaper, but at least you get 4 packages here. I mean, that's not horrible compared to some of the other things we've seen today. Wow, almost $3 for Great Value cheese. Wow, kind of a Cheese Whiz. And if you want to go with the name brand, it's over $5. Wasn't this like $1 something last year? I don't know, I don't remember. Maybe some of you will remember, but I don't see anything in the cracker aisle for $1, or cookie aisle, or any of the snacks here. So far, I haven't seen anything for $1. Well, here are those chocolate chips that we saw earlier for $1 for 6 chocolate chips. Or you can, does it say what? So it's 18.8 there. If you got this, it's 23. Wow, so it's cheaper than that. What about this one? Their store brand. So this is 20. So actually that one is better priced, I guess, per cookie. Well, no, this is 18 too. So I guess the chippers here, it'd be about the same price as this. But here you get for $3. Well, no, I guess it's about the same price. Wow. All right, so $1 for some 6 cookies. They're advertising $1.50 for all of these. These are the ones that I showed you earlier, that kind of a smaller package. Rather, cheese puffs are popular. You know, I'm going to have to try these. I've never tried cheese puffs or cheese balls or anything. I mean, there's not much here. 4.5 ounces. I have to at least try it. At least once. And the popcorn also, 112. Well, I'm getting a lot of junk today, aren't I? So even though this is Walmart and not Sam's Club, they do have the Sam's Club cherry cola for $1. This is zero sugar for $1. Caffeine-free Diet Sam's. Huh. I guess they've got all the Sam's Club brand here at Walmart. These are all $1 right now. This is like the Dr. Pepper knockoff. You got the Diet, like the Diet Dr. Pepper. Huh. I don't know when they started selling these again here, but these are what, $4.46. So they've got the Twist Up, the Dr. Thunder, Cola. A couple of days ago, the Powerade Zero was $1, but they're back up to $1.38. I should have bought some when they were marked down. $1.32. What are these? Coconut milk drink. Look small, but $1.32. 88 cents for these. What are these? Seltzer water? Sparkling water? Peach, black cherry, lime, Fuji apple. Quite a few here. I mean, Sparkling Ice Classic Lemonade, $1.08. I don't know. I guess that's maybe not so bad if you like lemonade. Okay, small container of sour cream is $1.24. 8 ounce, is that what it is? How much is the cottage cheese? Good Culture cottage cheese. Look how tiny that is for $1.66. Well, $1.07. Just like a single serving with raspberry. That's interesting. For $1.07. Peach, raspberry. Well, those look pretty good. You know, for single serving, I guess that's probably not too bad. Now, what is this? Yogurt? $1.24. Chocolate covered strawberry. Huh. $1.38. Cherry cheesecake. Yeah, I guess for a little dessert, I guess it's not too bad. Here's some for 86 cents. 5.3 ounce non-fat yogurt. I can't remember what these were last year, but 82 cents for the Yoplait. Do they have a store brand here? Yeah, I guess they do. They have great value for 68 cents. Is this rice pudding? Yeah, rice pudding. Well, it's a fairly large amount for 98 cents. Rice pudding, 98. Is that the same one? Probiotic drink. Those are tiny. $1.22. $1.48 for chocolate milk. That's interesting. What is that? Chocolate chip cookie milk. $1.48. So what is this for $1 here? It says Lunchable Dunkables. Okay, a couple of sauces and a couple pieces of chicken, maybe? Is that what this is? Yeah, chicken poppers. It looks like you get maybe 3 pieces of chicken and a couple of dips for $1. Gosh, there's quite a few of them. Of course, nothing in the meat aisle for $1, or even close. Even here in the grab and go section, the prices are pretty high. Look at this, tiny little candy bar for 88 cents. Wow. $1.57 for Snickers, really tiny. I guess you're paying for the convenience here. Is this like $1.47 for a pack of gum? Yeah. Yeah, okay, so these are just, you're paying way more because of the convenience of just grabbing and going, I guess. 88 cents. I think it's for this. A cookie. I don't know, would you pay 96 cents for a cookie? A single cookie? Or is there 2? Maybe there's 2 cookies in there. Grandma's oatmeal raisin. 76 cents. Oh my goodness. chocolate chip cookie. 2. This is insane. I can't believe people pay this much for one cookie. $1.97. Not even that big. 340 calories. Wow. Super crunchy cookies. Maybe 2 cookies in there for 97 cents. It took me a little over 2 hours to walk up and down every single aisle just in the grocery section, the food section of Walmart, our Palm Springs Walmart. And I was kind of surprised, pleasantly surprised, to find that a year later there's still a lot of products that you can purchase for $1 or around $1. Some were a little under $1, some were a little over $1, but I lost count, I lost track of how many. But I think I found well over 50 items that are still around $1. Now, as I mentioned throughout the video, every time I would pick one up, I mean, most of them were very, very tiny. So that also was kind of a surprise, just how much everything is shrinking. I know shrinkflation has been a thing for many years, but in the past, you sometimes couldn't even tell because they would just go down a little bit in size. Well, now they've just like completely shrunk everything down to like such a minuscule size that I can't imagine how they can even get any smaller on some of these products. Kind of crazy. So what did you think? Are you surprised that I found so many items here at Walmart? Have you been able to find items like this at your stores? Share with us in the comments and let us know if you've tried any of these items. I actually did buy, I think I got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I think I actually bought 4 or 5 of these items to try, and I'll share with you in upcoming videos. So anyway, I'm ready for lunch. I was getting really hungry in there. I didn't realize it was going to take me over 2 hours to walk up and down every aisle. So I definitely got my steps in too, which was great. So as always, thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you on the next video.